Welcome back, artists. This week we are going to be creating some DIY caps for your graduation that is next week. Or if you are not graduating next week, I just want you to learn how to make a cap just in case you need to when it's your turn to graduate. I know that our school usually doesn't do caps or gowns, but I think that this year is a little special. I wanted you to have something at home that symbolizes that you moved on to the next grade. I thought, why not make our own caps? So, our caps are going to be very special. There are two things you need to think about. One, what is your favorite character or favorite thing to do? And two, I want you to ask your parents for some help and figure out what a really good quote or what your favorite quote is. My favorite quotes come from Walt Disney and some come from Dr. Seuss. So I have a few quotes to pick from, but today I have picked a quote from Walt Disney because my hat is going to be inspired by Disney. I'm going to use a lot of the Disney characters, and Mickey Mouse, as you all know, is my all-time favorite character. And these are some examples of graduation caps that I have decorated in the past. Alright, artists, so I'm going to start by folding my paper to make the perfect square. So how I do that is I fold it into two triangles, and then I'll fold the bottom so that I can either cut it off, or you can do what I'm doing and you're just going to rip it off or tear it off. By folding it both ways, you can find a sharp edge of something to slide it through the paper, or you can use your nail just to make sure that the paper is very, very ready for ripping off at this point. After you have ripped it off, it is time to put that paper to the side because you are done with the top of your cap. Now you're going to make the sides. You're going to take those papers and you're going to fold them halfway. You're going to fold them the long way. This is going to go around your head. So if you want, you can measure two pieces of paper so that you can tape them together. Now I'm going to take the top of my cap and I am going to use my paper as a ruler because I have no rulers at home. And I'm using it so that my letters could be straight. And I'm going to start drawing out my quote. I'm going to use some type of bubble letters that I'm making up right now. You guys can write it however you want. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I am going to design the first letter of every word as a Disney character. Now, you guys don't have to do the same design or decoration that I'm using. This is just an example of what you can do. So now I have finished, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to draw my first character, which is Mickey Mouse. You see the red, yellow, and black. I even made one ear, and I didn't make two because the A is coming off of my paper. The second one is going to be Minnie Mouse, and you see me working really, really fast because I have made the video go a lot faster than what I'm actually going. This took me about half an hour to do because I was taking my time and I was drinking chocolate milk and I was watching my favorite Disney movie. Now that I'm finished doing the first letter of each word, I am going to go ahead and make a more simple pattern on the inside of the rest of the letters using the same colors as the first letter. For example, in the word dreams, I have orange and green, and then for the rest of the letters, I used orange and green. I just made a different pattern with both colors. Now that's all done and I got my patterns and all my letters are colored in, I'm going to take a black color pencil and I'm going to outline everything. When I'm outlining each letter, I think it's going to make it a little bit more bold so that my words really stand out. Now we're going to take the two pieces of paper that we folded in half the long way. We're going to start with one, and what I am doing is making my Mickey Mouse. I just thought that that was going to be a cute and easy pattern to do. Traditionally, caps are one solid color, but because this is a do-it-yourself cap for graduation, we are going to make it as cool as possible, and I am creating a pattern instead of coloring it a solid color on the sides. As you can see, my pattern is Mickey Mouse. Yes. Now that my pattern is done and colored in, I am going to tape both pieces of papers together. Make sure to measure it so that it fits your head. Once you've done that, you're going to tape the other side to make a circle. And you are done with the bottom piece of your hat. Now we are just going to put both pieces together, and then we're going to make the little tassel that goes along on the top of the hat. So before I tape the top of the hat to the bottom of the hat, I'm going to add an extra paper just because I don't have construction paper. So my paper is a printer paper and it is very flimsy. By adding 2 papers, I am making the top of my hat a lot more sturdier. If you have construction paper at home, I do suggest that you use that instead of printer paper, but honestly, any type of paper that you can cut into a square will work. Now I am going to create my tassel by taking this beautiful, awesome string that I found, which is a nightmare because it was so difficult to make the tassel with this. So this process is actually pretty difficult to do. I'm going to try and find a link to how to make the tassel so I can put it out in the bottom. But I wrapped it around 4 of my fingers, and then I cut the tassel on both ends and tied it together with tape because it wouldn't stay. But it is much easier if you use string. Now I'm going to look at the perfect tassel placement. I'm going to use my pencil in order to poke a hole. You can use a scissors, but I recommend you using a pencil because the pencil will give you a perfect circle so that your string could go in through and it won't mess up any of your artwork. Now that I have put the string through the hole, I am going to turn it around and I will put tape so that it can stay, and then my hat will almost be complete. Alright artists, the last thing you guys are going to do is tape the top to the bottom half of the hat. Once you are finished doing that, your cap is completely ready for you to walk down your hallway and stretch your stuff in your brand new creative graduation cap. Congratulations to all the 2020 graduates this year. I am so very proud of you. All right, be safe. Bye.